By 1981, more than $1.3 billion had vanished into this offshore structure. Much of that debt was backed by Vatican letters of patronage, informal endorsements from the IOR that lenders treated like guarantees. Calvi's empire depended on the illusion that the church stood behind him. But as the shortfall came to light, that illusion began to shatter, and Calvi became a serious threat. When the scandal broke, the Vatican's first move was damage control. The Vatican Bank denied any responsibility, claiming it had no formal ties to Banco Ambrosiano's offshore companies. But documents told a different story. Letters of patronage signed by the Vatican's top banker, Archbishop Paul Marcinkus, had backed many of the loans now in default. These weren't legal contracts, but in practice they had enabled Calvi to borrow vast sums under the assumption that the Vatican stood behind the deals. This is how it all worked.
Calvi arranged huge loans to his Panamanian companies, several $100 million at a time, from his banks in Luxembourg, Milan, Nassau, and Lima. When the loans came due, Calvi stalled repayment with what are called letters of patronage, like a banker's character reference. They said the Panamanian companies were creditworthy, and it worked, because the letters were signed by Paul Marcinkus.
Despite this close-knit circle and the exclusive settings for their meetings, questions still remained. When investigators pressed for answers, the Vatican invoked sovereign immunity. It refused to turn over records, blocked access to witnesses, and remained silent. To avoid deeper legal exposure, the Vatican paid a voluntary contribution of $250 million to Banco Ambrosiano's creditors, but never admitted liability. Marcinkus was shielded inside Vatican City, later quietly relocated to the US, and never faced charges. The Vatican's message was clear. Roberto Calvi may have been their banker, but in death he was on his own. With Calvi dead and Banco Ambrosiano collapsing, the question wasn't just who pulled the trigger, but who had the most to lose if Calvi talked. He was carrying not only financial records, but political secrets, coded letters, and names of powerful allies. In the weeks before his death, Calvi had grown paranoid. He changed phones constantly, used fake IDs, and warned close aides he was being followed. So who would benefit from his silence? In this next arc, we investigate the 5 primary suspects, each with a clear motive, means, and opportunity to remove the Vatican's banker before he brought down their world. Watch Full on Wealth Decoded.